Alright, so hello everybody, welcome back to Design a Form Maker using Django. So just a quick recap what we did last time. We implement a feature that you can create forms, specifically can only create multiple choices. Not multiple choices, just a text-based input form, short answer form. And then let's take a look how, just do a quick recap. So in here, then I can go to here. So actually one thing I want to do is this. I want to go ahead import something from Django dot decorator. One sec. Let's see if it's intelligent enough to find it. Longer requires not defined. Okay. I forgot where can I add this. I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Django.contrib.os.decorator. Okay. See, these imports are hard to remember. From Django.contrib.os.decorator, import login required. And then here I'm just gonna add this at login required decorator. And let's see. I'm gonna just say /os/login. So basically what's happening here is we can add login required. Means if in order to access this route, you must be a user who is logged in. Okay, so that's what we need to do. If I remember correctly. So let's go run the server again. Function object. Okay. Let me just double check djangoproject.com. Let me see the usage of login required again, because I kind of forgot. Run login required. I don't think we need this, because by default it's gonna redirect them to /r/login, I think. Okay, let's take a look, see if it works. /form/create. I think I logged in, but if I go ahead just say /r/logout and then /form/create, you can see it's going to reprompt me to here. I don't want to be account. Wanted to, okay, login URL. I think that's what I'm looking for. /us/login. This way it's nowhere to redirect to. So /form/create. And then you can see I'm also going to provide a next. So what we could do is in this authenticate views.py. And in here what we can do is this. And then here we can do if request .post.get next, and then just say return redirect to request.post bracket next. HTTP response redirect. HTTP response redirect. I don't need this. I don't want to do import this. So we can redirect them to whatever this next parameter is. And then I just copy and paste it here as well. And then return. You logged in successfully. Okay, let's go ahead and take a refresh. So username, I'll pass hello world, invalid user, check. Alright, there we go. Okay, apparently it didn't work. But it's okay, I'll figure out how to get this. So it's supposed to redirect them directly to /form/create. But I guess we can just manually. Okay, it's not request post, it's request get. Okay, but anyway, this so basically this gonna happen is it's gonna restrict access to people who is signing in. Then I can create a form, for example, get to know you form. Name, who are you? What's your name? What's your hobby? Alright, so I guess these are the two questions I can add. And you can see there is a delete this question. Basically, if I suddenly enter wrong question, I can delete them. There's no way to rearrange the order though. But then I can click on create this form, and you can see the form successfully created. But now what we want to do is be able to actually view a form, right? So this is what we're going to do today, be able to actually view our form. So to view a form, we can do something like this. You can just say view form, and then here you can just say request. Request. All right. So what we're going to do is this. So basically, the user is going to go ahead and navigate a route to /form/v for view. So we're gonna create path /form/v, and then we're in here to enter string called form ID or something. And here you can just say views dot form ID. No, views dot view form. And then there are a few changes that we need to modify to the models.py. Is specifically how we're handling the ID. We're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna use the UUID instead because that's more unique and harder to guess. So in here, we just want to say models.uuid field primary key equals true and default equals to uuid.uuid4. And then I can just copy it. I want to apply to the input field as well. So I'm just gonna recreate a form, I guess. And then actually I need to go and make migrations first. So in here I can say Python 3 manage.py make migrations. Python 3 manage.py migrate. Go ahead migrate. And then let's go ahead and take a look what's gonna happen now when we create a form. Create get to know you version 2. Okay, for example, what's your name and what's your hobby? Create this form, success. So now I would like to take a look at the database, see what's different. Okay. So now if you take a look on this form, you can see this is not a UUID. This is not a UUID, so we don't need to. It's a bunch of long strings, so the ID is more unique. Same thing apply for question as well, actually. Same thing apply for input field. Okay, I don't think. Okay. Well, I don't think this actually get committed, so one sec. Request that post that filter. Last one. For I in range. These question counts. Okay, because now I'm wondering why the input field doesn't have a one. Doesn't have a form ID associated with this form ID. So like we don't have a input field, two input fields associated with that UID, that new form we created for some reason. Let's see. Guess we'll go restart the server and then run it again. And let's take a look. What can we do? So, get to know you version 3. What's your name? Just gonna know what's your name. Create this form, success. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, okay. Okay. Maybe there's some error. Maybe there's some error. Let's take a look. Let's see the error. What's the error? Let's take a look. Form.create. What's your editor v4? What's your name? Create this form. Too large to be SQLite integer. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there's something. Yeah, there's some error. So it's a UUID field instead. It's a UUID field instead. It's not integer field anymore. Okay, so it's field problem. That's why. Let's go and make migrations. Go and migrate to the database. Alright, let's try it again. Hopefully we can actually see the stuff now. Version 5. What's your name? Create this form. Success. Now if you take a look at input field, yay, now we do see it. Okay, this is really weird. For some reason the form ID is a name. The form ID is supposed to be the ID. Okay, that's really weird. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason this is really weird. Models import input field. Because for some reason the form ID is this label. And the label now is the question ID. Now the label is a form ID. Yeah, the label is a form ID for some reason. Take a look, do we have any error logs? We don't have any error logs. Okay. Input field, the objects that get with ID. This is supposed to be the form ID. So I shouldn't be able to get anything in theory because this is a form ID. Okay, maybe they're just somehow displaying it wrong. Try this. I think there's something wrong with the how SQL database are displaying stuff now. Okay, I don't think that really does cause any problems, to be honest. Okay, I think everything still works fine, despite the column is a little bit weird. But now let's go and view the form. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna have a token. It's gonna have a form ID, right? So we know which form it is, and then here we can say something like this. We can say form.objects.get ID equals to form ID. So this is F for form. All right, and then we're going to do a try except just in case the user typed wrong thing, like give a wrong form ID. Here, then I'm just gonna say pass, and then maybe here return to response invalid form. Form not found. Alright, so now what I can do is this. What I can do now is this. So now I need to get all the questions, right? So then in here I need to do this. Input field dot objects dot filter, and their form ID need to be f.id. These are the inputs question, and I want to take a look all the inputs question as we got. And then return HTTP response, just so we don't see a bunch of error messages. So let's go ahead and open up. So let me go ahead do the shell thing again. So in order to get the ID, because I don't actually think I saved it. Badly formed hexadecimal. Well, this is not my fault. It's your fault. I use a default UID for some reason. Formed object stuff filter. Okay, you know what? Forget about it. We're just gonna move on. I'm just gonna take a look at directly. So, oh shoot, yeah, the form. I don't know the form ID. That's why I need to see the form. Okay. That's why. Alright, let's see if we can find which form it is. Going to know v5. There it is. /form /v for view. And then URL subpy. Let me just add a slash after it. Oh, I don't think I need to add that. It's because it's already have prefix form. Okay, so we be able to. Okay, so we're able to get the input. All right. So now let's take a look. Now what I want to do is this. I want to why the UID display so differently? Okay, I don't think it's my mistake. Okay. Yeah, this display opening. Alright, this is ID. Okay, so then in here we're going to say it's this. We're going to say when you get a list of questions, right? And actually we can just pass this now. We can just pass this to the view form. So let's go create another template. Let's just call this view form.html. And let's go ahead and extend from the base.html, block title. So form, block main. And here what I can say is something like this. I can say view form. So form has something like this. And then we're gonna say something like this. So it's gonna have method which is post. Always it's post. And it's gonna have an action. It's gonna be /form /submit / or we can just do /s for short. And then here I'm gonna use a Django syntax to pass a variable from Django to here. Again, we can use this templating syntax. And then here I'm just gonna say form ID. And then here now I'm kind of doing this for I in inputs. And for. And then we could do something. then what we could do is this. So we could do a div, and then there is so inputs. So this is for every input question we got, and then here we could do input placeholder equals to I dot label, name equals to I dot ID, right? And then maybe in here I could just say return render request form / view form HTML. And I'm gonna put stuff here. Form ID, which is used when we submit the form. So there are also another model issues when we submit the form. What should we do? I'll talk about that later though. Complete inputs here. Let's go do a refresh. Okay, now you can see got this. What's your name? And then we're able to see this. So that's great. And then I can give a class, call this form control. So form control, again, this is a bootstrap class. All right, what's your name? And then if we go take a look, the HTML inside of it, you can see we actually get this be able to submit to a certain ID, and they get this name. Got this name that we can work with. Okay. All right, so let me try to create a new form. Let me try to create a new form. And let's take a look. And then this I'm gonna create a little bit more question, just 2 questions, I guess. Get to know your version 6. Create a new question. What's your name? What's your hobby? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite programming language? For question, create this form, success. This is the form ID. Is this suppose how the UID look like actually? This is how the UID should be look like with some hyphen to separate. This is how the ID should look like actually. And then you can see what's your name, what's your hobby, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite programming language. Okay, and now here is another question. How can we store the data? How can we store the data? So there is a few ways to do it. So maybe in here I can associate a response. So response. So I need to create some new model, and then model. So this is just a user after they fill out the form, and they're gonna have a UUID for this as well. And then I'm gonna have response questions. This stores individual questions what the users fill out. So and then this is gonna have a user ID associated to it as well. Have a user ID which is equal to models.integer not choice field. And then here gonna have a response question, which is basically associated to a question ID. I don't care about the ID for this response question class because we're not going to use it anyway. So we need a question ID, and then we're going to put a response. And then by default, it's just going to be a char field. And let's just substitute to 255. Basically, it's just similar to form. We will have an input field that's going to later associate to it. Actually, response question also need to have a response ID. So which ID does this response question belongs to? Well, it belongs to it belongs to this response. So I need to go ahead and be able to associate that as well. Okay. So now let's go take a look. How can we do this? So we're gonna implement a final route for this video. I'm gonna do a quick recap at the end, just in case you don't understand. Because since I'm doing these are freestyle, sometimes I don't even understand what I'm doing either. So let me create a submit form route, and then it's gonna look something like this. It's gonna look something like this. Okay, /form/s/token. I need to make sure that I have a CSRF token in here, so don't break anything. Add a slash here, CSRF token here, and then let's save this. So it's also going to be able to take a form ID. All right. So let's just double check, see if our model have big problem. This need to associate with a form ID. Models.uid field. Form ID. All right, there we go. So let me go ahead and make some migrations. Make migrations. Migrate. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. First of all, I need to go ahead and import everything. Import the classes I just created, response and response question. So first of all, I need to create a new response object, right? Response. It takes in user ID, request.user.id. This gives you the current user ID, and then we also need response. Wait, no. We also need form ID. Form ID, which is this form ID. Okay, so let's go and save it as well. And then in here, then I want to go ahead and be able to get this response object back. So response.objects.get sort by reverse pattern the first elements in case user make multiple responses. And in here, then this is R, so we can get the response ID. And then now it's time to go ahead and work with. So now it's time to work with this. Okay, so there's two issues that I'm afraid is when we submit the form, there are two issues. So what's gonna happen? So first of all is, I know this is gonna be extremely long because I don't know what I'm doing, but issue that we're going to get is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Because this is not a UID, it's a string. I hope it's gonna work. The second is we need to know the questions. We need to know what input did they give us. So in here, then I guess we could say something like request.post. Let's go print out and see what do we got. There. Now let's attempt to submit the form actually. So I'm gonna go button type equals to submit. Primary. And then next week, in next video, we can work with some dashboard. So like be able to view the out-of-frame created and some response. So what's your name? Burger. Python. Submit. Okay, didn't find a route. Okay, yeah, because I forgot to add it to here. So pass /s/ string form ID view dot submit form. force it to reload. Oh shoot. Shouldn't visit this. Yep, this page is good. Click on submit. Response object is not subscribable. Oh, okay, I did .get again. Should be .filter. Should be .filter. Okay, looks like we are you able to get some question back. Okay, this is just gonna get a bunch of error. Let's click on submit. Alright, so now you can see let's see what can we got here. Okay, so we are able to okay, because I don't know what questions does a user have filled out. So let me see, can I do something like this for I in range, for I in request.post, print out I, can I do that? I'm curious the mouse. Just to add some hashtag to make it reload. Let's take a look. So basically now what I'm doing is to check how can I get each individual question ID. Because the question ID is a name ultimately. Okay. So we are able to get the key. Okay, good. So this is like their question ID. So in here then I can go and do something like response question. Response question with question ID, which is I. Response, which is request.post bracket I. And we have response ID, which is r.id. r.id. I'm not saying should we do multiple choice because that's gonna be seems to like really complicated then. But let's go and take a look and then maybe turn HTTP response success and then .save. Be sure to save it. I don't see any possible issues. So I guess we can just do the form. It's the same info. Let's go and click on submit success. So I'm interested in what's the database. What's happening in the database? That's what I'm interested in. So you can see the response is gonna have a lot of response, but the only valid response should be the final one. This 5A or not. I mean, it should be sorted somehow, but let's go take a look at this response question. Okay, I guess I can just do a shell then. And from form.models import response question. So I want to view like these tables and models and stuff like that. So response question.objects.filter. Do not save for some reason. Just saved. Okay, response question is empty for some reason. Response question. Oh, shoot. Question ID is not a primary equals true. Should be just a UUID. Okay, let's try to make a migration again. Okay, Python through manage.pymigrate. So I'm just gonna clear the database next time when we implement dashboard. Whoops. This has anything saved. Boolean coding burger Python. All one-word answers. CSRF middleware tokens not a valid UID. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Let me just copy this. I'm just gonna say continue. Continue. So you can avoid that being happen. Let's go submit the form again. Success. Let's go take a look. The form. Okay, now I can see we get the response. We select the response ID, the response, and the questions. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do in this video. Again, what we did is we figure out how do we submit the form, how do we render in a form, and in the next video, we're gonna figure out how to view a responses. So like implement a dashboard page, and then we'll see what are we going to do from that. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe button as well. And there are some links below to support this channel if you want to. Thank you very much. I will put the GitHub repo down in the description down below if you're interested in. And yeah, so thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video, I guess. Alright, bye bye. See you guys in the next video.